Good evening, everyone. It is November 16th. This is Team Patriot Fitness and all of my coaches that I work with call. And we are talking about some serious issues tonight, which are, what do I do about advancing to diamond? How do I deal with objections? Because this is the tough season. And right now I want to give a shout out to all of you that are here tonight. It is a Monday night and we're all tired. And if you hadn't heard the National Wake Up Call, we had a wonderful man who I think someone called out. He was someone that we were trying to boost out of the top 10 last year. Our team got top 10, he got 11. And if you heard his story, he struggled. He had the struggle bus. He's actually gained a lot of weight this year. And let's talk about that. He's a top 11 coach from last year, and he gained weight. His journey isn't perfect. Can I say that again? Perfection. So here's something that I want to dive into really fast is that if we say that we want to be the best coach ever, and we don't try every day to do that, then are we being a little hypocritical, right? We have desires to be the best coaches, and I looked myself in the mirror yesterday. Hi, welcome. We are on recording Tammy, and we are just basically diving into the biggest fears that we have right now. And it is not succeeding this month probably, and maybe not making the benchmark that we have. So real fast, I want to go over through some objections. And the first thing is when someone immediately asks you the cost. Now, raise your hand if you have issues with this. When someone immediately, they just immediately go, okay, what's the price? What is this? I really just want the bottom line. I'm East Coast. I just want to know the details. So here's what you need to do. One, don't right away give them the number because they're only going to focus on that number. Even as much as you want to, and I did that quite a few times, I'm like, no. Coaches, upline coaches, I'm going to give them the truth. You are, but you're going to give them the full value. So number one, write down when someone asks you, hey, what's up? Hey, Brittany, so that 21-day fix, how much is it? And you're like, oh, do I have to really explain everything to them again? Yes, you do. Because it shares the value. And if you don't know everything that's in the value of a challenge pack, I highly suggest that you do. Because the list goes on and on. It goes from you're a free coach to you can stream over $2,000 worth of workouts to this is better than your gym membership probably because you don't even have to get up and drive and it's wintertime and it probably is really cold everywhere else than where I live right now. So immediately ask them when they ask you, how much does it cost? And what do you say to that? Well, there are ranges of prices. It really depends on what program that you want. So if they ask specifically about a program, then sure. But if they're asking about challenge packs, say, well, first, hold on. There's a range of them. And we should probably talk about what your goals are, okay? So that debunks the price tag, right? You want to get to know them. So you say, well, there's a range of programs, and I'd love to chat with you more about your goals and try to figure out what the best program is. That's the first thing that you probably should do if it's just a broad spectrum question. Pretend like you're a doctor, and this is someone who's coming in, they're your patient, and you have to go back and forth. It's like basketball. You got to dribble. You got to pass back and forth before you even shoot and think, I'm going to score or something, because that's just the wrong mindset. First good question to ask is, do you work out now? Do you work out now? This is so basic, and it's so simple. 2, if so, what kind of workouts? So maybe you don't know that this person's actually a bodybuilder, and you're not going to give them the 10-minute trainer, right? They're going to basically do a 180 and walk away from you. Get to know your person. 3, what does a day in your diet look like? Or what does your diet look like every day? And if they can't really tell you, maybe that tells you, hey, I probably should give them something that will give them guidelines on food, on nutrition. Last, how much time do you have to devote to your workout? And if they have 0 time, tell me what comes to your head. It would be 10-minute trainer if they're just beginning, or T25. So raise your hand if you have any questions, and I'm going to go through and unmute you at this point in time. Welcome, CJ. It's good to see you on screen. Raise your hand. Do you have a question? Okay. All right. So I want to unmute Caitlin really fast and ask her, so when you have price objections, do you tend to think of, okay, I need to give them value, or am I going to just give them the number right away?
At first, I was definitely just giving that number out right away, and I was always focusing on the challenge packs that were on special for that month, whether it fit them or not. Like, I was like, oh, we're just going to go for these. But after like all of our training and stuff, even if they say, well, how much is it? They usually have other questions that are in that state, like their statements. So I kind of focus on those and give them everything else that they're getting, and then they'll finally say, okay, but how much is it? And that's what I tell them typically.
Yeah, and you know what I've noticed too is that when you prejudge someone, they're going to feel like you're pushing them against a wall. Yeah. And they're going to go, you don't know me, I'm sorry. And it's probably someone who really just needs a different approach. And that's where we fall short sometimes, is that we just think of numbers and we don't think of the person. And that's why we call it 3 Lives Club typically when we look at SC5, because we have so much pressure on ourselves to do so well, but then our hearts lie somewhere else. So I really encourage you new coaches to think about our benchmarks as people's lives being changed and getting to know, I'm going to get to know 3 people this month. If everyone can write that down right here, I'm going to get to know and change 3 people's lives. I would write that down right now, because what happens is after a while, you may find yourself floating around and looking at all these numbers and you get away from the big picture. So I am going to go through the next objection, and I'm going to go ahead. I don't know how I can mute you from here. But, I'm going to just keep going. Just don't make any noise. I'm kidding. Okay, so when they ask you, oh, wait, they don't give you any response. Has anyone got like the ... or they start talking to someone and there's no response, and you like message them again, or they like your picture or their picture, you start like giving them hints. Give it 1 to 3 business days. Remember, life is busy and crazy, and when you have goals, well, other people do too. They have their family. Be realistic. That's why we need to do this consistently throughout the month and not wait to the end of the month to start connecting with people. And you need to make sure, like, when you check in with them, you leave a question. You don't ever just say, hey, your picture looks nice. Like, start inquiring, start digging in and become a little stalkerish and look at their lives. Look on their page. I mean, everyone updates their life. So look at a couple pages down and go, wow, they were on vacation. Wow, their grandma passed away. Get to know your people. And that's when you get no response after giving them the link. Top tip that I learned as a coach, I would give them the link and I would just let it sit. I gave a link, and then maybe a couple hours later or a day later, I go, hey, did that link work for you? I just wanted to double check. Yeah, I probably knew that the link was working, but maybe they forgot. That's a really great way. So write that down. Give link, and then follow up with, did it work? Is there any questions that you have? I just want to make sure that it's just, everything is going smoothly. There could be a hiccup. How about, that seems too expensive? I know one person right here. I'm going to unmute her right now. Nicole, what are some of the responses that you've been getting with the price tag?
That's exactly it. That's really expensive. Or I don't have that kind of money right now. Or that was my big one that I came into last night, is that I was talking to a teacher who also worked part-time on the weekends as a dispatcher. And I was telling Caitlin about this.
Wow.
She immediately shut down. And, I threw it out there and I said, hey, let's do this challenge. And she's like, I'm really interested. And I'm like, yay, I got somebody, because it was on Instagram. And then the minute, of course, she was like, cut to the chase, and I had everything. I'm like, this is excellent. I'm like, this is the value that you get. And she's like, yeah, that's way too expensive. Right. So I kind of started like, okay, well, I got that. I'm like, but maybe if we could look at something else that you need, what are your goals? And I started going into those questions. And I said, I'm a dispatcher too. I get that, you don't have a lot of time. I get that, you may not be able to you know, do things in the right order, but you know, this is what I'm doing. It offers me, you know, portion control, and I can bring it all in my bag for work. And I kind of went through
Yeah.
that.
You
And all of
related
a
to her.
sudden, she kind of started coming around, and she's like, well, you know, I've tried things in the past, and you know, I don't want to spend that kind of money without trying. So I'm like, well, lucky for you. I'm like, I have a bunch of samples of Shakeology. I'm like, you know, if that's what you want to try, I'm like, you know, I'd really love to send them to you. And bam, right away, she sent me the address. So then I also followed up with an email to her, and I sent her some just like basic stuff that you can probably find on Pinterest about 21-day fix and about the containers and about how to eat them, you know, or, you know, to go through and everything. And I'm like, you know, you might want to just look and see if this program might be for you, because it worked really well for me, and it was really easy for me to keep up. And right away she jumped on it. So I got the no right off the bat, but then, you know, breaking people down at 11:30 at night is much easier than breaking them down in the morning. But she right away responded, and it was the whole, you know, you got how I am because you're a dispatcher. And we were able to jump on that common core together. And she's like, you know, obviously there's not that many of us in the world. We got to stick together. And she went with that. So that kind of worked really well.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes when you get the shutdown, I don't know if you've heard of Amy Silverman, is a great coach, and she is probably going to get #1 this year. She tells us, you know, if someone says no, you give them something in return. You don't get shut down. That's not what we do. We're here to help people. So there's free options. Even if it's samples that you do have in your back pocket from your phone, you can give them free 30 days of workouts, a free 30-day trial of the Beachbody On Demand. And oh, by the way, if they just keep that, that's $2.99 a week. That is amazing. That is like after the 30 days, they will get billed quarterly. And that's unbelievable. So just remember that we tend to have free groups. Every month we have a free group. So know that you have an option of, hey, well, there is a super sampler for under $20 or so of 5 complete meals. And they're, you know, the super sample is all the samples. There are free groups that our team hosts. If you want to get quad workout, if you want to get push-up workout, we still have the groups and they can log in. I have ideas. Let's just get you started. So I want you guys to rethink and reshape your rejection reception and say, oh, good. This person has something to hide. They don't want to do something and they want to find an excuse. And no, it's not right now. Maybe not buying something from you. And maybe they'll never buy it from you. But we're here to help, and let's give them something. We have tools, and let's use them. So does anyone else have any other tools that they can think of right now in their back pocket? I think I named off everything, right, Brittany? I'm going to unmute you really fast. Have you ever given, Brittany, have you ever given anyone? Yeah. You've given them the free 30-day trial before?
No, nobody has really wanted to do that just because they're like, because I get a lot, my objections are, I think I can't work out at home. Like, I am not disciplined enough for that. And so that is kind of out the window.
Right. Okay. Well, here, I'm going to read a couple more things to you, and the time thing. At-home workouts aren't really my thing. Are you talking about that one? Here, let me read it to you. This is a great. Hey, if the gym is your thing, by all means, continue. What's awesome about Beachbody is that we're not just the phenomenal fitness programs you see plastered all over TV. In fact, our staple item and most coveted product Beachbody creates is Shakeology. As you know, nutrition is a huge factor for anyone on this journey, and that shake packs a punch. So that's pretty salesy for me to ever say in my entire life. But if they're saying that workouts, I do my workouts, I'm good. Well, you know, the 80% of the world, or 90% of America is struggling with nutrition. And that is the key to start. And then the other response that you can say, you can still go to the gym. We have our new on-demand feature that allows you to stream your workouts from anywhere, which is a bonus. So when they walk into a gym and just go, I'm going to run on the treadmill for a little bit like a mouse, and then I'm going to lift a few weights. And no, like, you want to be effective, and you can use the workouts from your phone and be in and be out. I mean, that is awesome. Like, tell them you're going to save time. for free. If you take this phone of yours, most of America has a phone, and stream for free for 30 days and let me know if you get results. Like, okay, you say that you have it down pat, let me help you and let me make a challenge for you. Because if there are people that already have that drive and they're kind of like doing the bikini prep or they're already lifting, they're already good to go, well, let's make them better because we can always be better. No one is perfect here and no one is Arnold Schwarzenegger, like let's get real. So does that help a little bit, Brittany?
Yeah, that's good. I'll probably give them their own little challenge like that.
Yes. And, type up that template because when you have hard people like that and you build trust and credibility, they will follow you to the end of the world probably. And they realize that you really had a great intention of helping them and actually pushing them past what they think that they could get. So, Lastly, let me mute you really fast. Can you mute yourself, Brittany? I can't. You're not popping up because you're speaking to me. You're not on the small screen. I don't know how to. I'm getting used to this. And last thing is I don't have time. I don't have time to commit, which means that they do a 30-minute workout. It's 2% of their day. Okay, let's think about what we do for 30 minutes every day. We probably scroll Facebook. We probably do something that is absolutely a waste of our time. If it's a priority, that means that they haven't really dug deep enough. You probably have to let that person sit a little bit and think about it. Let it kind of simmer in their heads. But what you can say is, I hear you, but you know what? I love busy people just because they know how to prioritize their time and get things done. But this business is about freedom, and that means in the way of time and money. So that's for a business builder. Or if you can design your own schedule and your own workout time without having to beat the rush of the gym, I mean, that's huge. So I'm giving you a couple of responses, and I want to just go through that really fast. And then I'm going to unmute you. If you have a question at this moment, can you please raise your hand? Or if you have any other questions about rejections or sharing any of that. Hey, Kayla, how are you? Hold on, let's talk to Kayla. Kayla, you just went through something today, and you were talking to a customer. How is that going right now, and what's the status? Are they thinking about a challenge pack? Because I know right now you're kind of doing the relationship building process. Tell us where you're at right now.
Yeah, so one of the guys, I gave him some samples of Shakeology. He's already done P90X, and so I had him switch me to his coach because he doesn't even know who his coach is.
Okay.
Even
That's
though
good.
he had a coach, actually. And so he is probably going to buy Max 30 because he likes the idea of not having equipment.
Yes.
And then the other gal who I was talking to, she is a single mom, and she kind of has to budget it into her monthly bills. So she'll probably, I don't know, probably take her some time. I understand because I'm kind of in the same boat. So I'm just I work with her. So I see her a couple times a week. So.
Right. Do you break it down when they say, the money, the issue, the money? Do you tell them, hey, a Chick-fil-A salad, a chicken salad is $6. A Shakeology on the monthly HG breaks down to $4.6. And you're getting superfoods that are cooked under 115 degrees, so the nutrients aren't compromised. You're getting these power food. I mean, basically they're foods that you probably don't consume every day. And they even have like sea vegetables that cancer patients consume so that they can like overcome and beat the stuff that they're taking, the chemo. So do you ever break it down and give them those details? Have you given anyone like the day by day price tag?
Your breakdown was really awesome. I don't think I could come up with that on the spot.
I did. I started becoming a student of Shakeology, honestly.
Well, I did break it down for Mike. His issue is not money. I mean, he's a nurse. He makes good money. He's not concerned about any of that. I have not broken that part down for Brittany, which I probably should. She does eat out a lot. like told you that was her main concern is food. So I probably should break it down for her. That'd probably help her a lot.
Yes. And if you go ahead and look up Darren Olean, he is the co-creator, Darren Olean, and he has Super Life is a book. Hey girl, what's up? He has Super Life. I suggest all of you start becoming students of what you're actually consuming. I listened to a podcast and figured out about the nutrients. That's huge. Cooking things at low temperature, it basically keeps the integrity of the food. So you're not just taking in like the carbohydrates and all the other things, but you're taking in the nutrients.
I didn't even know that. So that's
yeah.
good to know.
So like when we're nutrient deficient, we tend to crave things. We don't feel full. And that's why a lot of times people are like, well, a Shakeology is just not a protein shake. No, it's not. So educate yourself so you can help those people who object to you. And that's fine. Not everyone wants a meal replacement. And that's okay. Like, I just want to know when you feel like someone really could use this and they're just making up excuses, that's when we're really pushing. I don't want to be pushy, but I want us to be educated. And that's where you will have that confidence going into objections. And just little by little, I did this thing every day. I would drive to work and I would listen to, a couple YouTube videos by the top coaches. I would listen to a couple things about Shakeology. And then I would make sure every day I would just go and research. I became a student. So I don't know if anyone has the chat box open right here. I want to open up that chat box. And if you have links on hand right now and you are already, okay, yeah, I remember this link, can you share it right here? Because I think it's really important for all of us to share our resources, because that's the only way that we're going to accelerate this process. And it does take a little time. And I wanted to go and talk to everyone. I'm going to unmute everyone. And we're going to just get to know each other really fast on our goals and how we can keep each other accountable for the last couple of minutes, because we're going to wrap up. So Nicole, I want to ask you, what's your goal for the next 14 days? I'm going to write these down.
I'm going for Ruby.
Okay.
And I'd like to, for the next 14 days, I'd like to at least get a C5 for myself.
SC5 in the next 14 days? Okay. All right. And I'm gonna hold it up. I'm gonna hold you to it. All right. And Brittany, what are your goals for the next 14 days?
Hit diamond and then be at, SC12.
Diamond. How far away are you from diamond?
I need 3 coaches to make my mom and my husband emerald.
Okay.
And then I probably should get 2 more coaches under me, because I have 2 coaches that go inactive every other month because they get their Shakeology every other month.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Well, then I'll hold you to that as well. Hey, Tammy, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. Do you have goals for this month that I can help you out with?
I don't think the meeting's long enough.
You don't think the meeting's long enough. You got it. You just tell them, and it's okay. Just put something that's a little scary that you're kind of like, oh, I'm going to say this.
I need to get everything finished as far as getting the bio and everything filled out, and just trying to find a little bit of time to do all that. So.
Okay. So I want you to put an alarm on your phone right now on a certain day that you know is down, or a certain time, and take 5 minutes to fill out the bio. That's it. And do it by the end of this week, and that's it. And I'm going to have your upline coach check in on you. Literally takes 5 minutes and you're good to go. And don't worry, because you're soaking up right now. That is a good goal. And what about your workouts?
Workouts in the house, I'm trying to get back into.
Yeah.
I was going to talk to you about that tomorrow too. But I mean, I've been active. I actually did a 10K yesterday with my stepdaughter. So I was a little bit sore today because it was quite hilly.
Good. Well, I'm proud of you. And I know this is a lot to take in, but just take it slow and just pay attention to what your upline coach is saying. And we're talking tomorrow. She made an appointment with me, which is great. You can do that too if you want. All right, let's move on. Hey, CJ, how are you?
Doing well. How about you?
Good. Can I help you out with some goals? And can we help you out with goals?
Well, I think the biggest thing right now is I'm waiting. I had everything ordered yesterday, so I'm looking at getting that body beast in the mail. The problem is had a fire in the townhome unit in the building next to us. So
Oh no.
what I was kind of looking at is kind of put on hold for a little bit, but I'm in a place to stay for a little bit, and hopefully I can make it work for me.
Yes.
Until I'm looking at just starting making sure the website information is up to date, and that I can, as soon as I start hitting it hard, I want to make sure that I'm ready with everything. So that's what I'm looking at for the next 2 weeks, is to find some stability in my life. That
seems pretty crazy right now. Did you get a challenge pack by chance?
I got the Body Beast challenge pack.
Okay.
And
you have access to your workouts right now. Did you know that?
I did. I have been looking at that.
Okay.
Also, I'm waiting for dumbbells.
Yes. You know what you can do in the meantime? You can do the other featured workouts if you're driven, or take this time to go and get yourself familiarized with the back office and just with your Beachbody profile. And you can also, once you get that down, I want you to write down right now these things that you need to do. I want you to write down, familiarize back office, keep up with just basic, push-ups, pull-ups, whatever you do on a daily basis, maybe even run. But I also want you to start the basic training, and your upline coach will provide you the link, or I will type it into the chat box right now. Caitlin, you're his, right?
Yeah.
Okay, can you type it in the chat box for him? Okay, so she's going to send you a link. There are trainings on our back office, but I find it when it's a little personalized with coaches that, when our big team, Inspirations, our like mother team, they made it into a more personalized training group, and it is our own website. So you can pick either or. You can pick the Beachbody training, which is pretty like black and white, and it's, effective. And I think you probably would respond to that. I tend to think that women are more relational, and they'll probably respond a little bit more to our team Inspiration. And I hope that you enjoy this, because there are untapped, like men being in this business, it's like untapped. Like there are some, but some of them are not biting, and you have a plethora of opportunity. Like it's oversaturated with women, which is fine, but like let's be real. A lot of people don't work this or just discount. But I hope you're excited, because you have a huge shot. If I could be a guy in this position, I would love it, because there's not that many. And now all the women are shaking their heads like, yeah, it's true. So I'm really excited to see you succeed and just crush this. It's going to be awesome. Yes. All right. Caitlin has started a screen share.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. How did you do that? That is so bad.
No, I thought I was sharing it in the box.
Exit full screen. Does that help?
Really?
Oh, okay. All right, there you go. Awesome. Caitlin, what are your goals? I think I know what they are, but what are your goals?
I am hoping to hit Diamond this month and SC10.
Awesome. SC10. And for all of you guys, SC10 just means that it's a Success Club point, and 1 point is home direct for Shakeology. 2 points is a challenge pack. And what we do is we have a benchmark that we like to stick to 3 lives. Just it helps build our momentum as a company, and to keep people coming in to coach, to actually have people to coach, and maybe possibly turn into challengers or into coaches. So, and then where is Milena? There she is. Hi, Milena. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. I don't see your picture. You're like a little gray person.
Yeah, I don't I don't know, when I got on, I tried to press start video, but it says you can't start your video because the host has disabled it. So
I'm going to ask to start video. I'm so sorry.
start. Okay.
There. Oh, hi. Well, this little girl's the cutest. Hi, little girl. What's your name? Oh, because I know your name. Madison.
What is it? What's your name?
Say hi to all the coaches. Say hi. It's our call. All right. Well, what is your goal for this month, the next 14 days? What can we do?
So I'm currently talking to someone that would put me at Emerald.
Yes.
I'm working on that. And then I just need to get my focus going again.
Focus? Yes. What helps you focus? Is it coffee? Is it kids? Is it sleep? Not kids. Focus.
Definitely not kids.
Okay. Well, I'm going to follow up with you because we're going to wrap this up. It's supposed to be about 30 minutes. We're going to have a GSR phone call. So after this, I'm going to text you and we'll set that up, okay?
Okay.
All right. And then last but not least, Kayla, how are you?
Good.
Good. Where do you go?
I really just want to get to Emerald. I feel like I have one coach and I feel like I'm just kind of stuck there.
Stuck.
Yes, I'm stuck.
Okay. So how are your invites? How many people do you invite every day to be a coach or to be a challenger?
Around, I would say between 3 to 5.
Okay.
That's like my comfort zone. I don't.
Right. No, and I totally understand. I am not saying, but what we need to do is double that. So if you're thinking about the chances of someone to possibly say, yeah, I think that's right. Basically, it's a numbers game, as in if you want to go here, then you're going to probably want to get those numbers rolling. So that means adding to your network. Every single thing on your power of threes, just double it. And that's the chances. So when I realized that, I kept hearing it for like 6 months. Yeah. And I was at Emerald for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And I go, you know what? I'm going to go make a like page and I'm going to go make this ad. And I like researched it a little bit. And then I actually like just had like an upline coach really guide me, like screen my ad before I put any money in it. And I boosted it. And I talked to people. I did both. And that month I hit, it was ridiculous. I got 11 challengers. And it was insane. And I was like, okay, all right. So that's when, you know, like once you reach that spot where you're like, I'm comfortable, get uncomfortable. Okay. And that's all it is. And like, and that is so hard because you know where that spot is. You know where that spot is. And you know when you're like scrolling along your list and you're like, oh yeah, I want to talk to this person. Yeah, I've been talking to her. Yeah. And they're like, ooh, no, judging. They would totally judge me. Oh, that's when you definitely want to engage. When you feel that inkling, so you know when that happens.
I have probably about 10 people that I should be right at this moment that I should be talking to.
Do you have their names written down right now?
Not at the moment, but I will after this call.
All right. I'm going to hold you to it. Okay. Well, there we go. Any last minute questions? I know. And my goal is to get all of you to your goals because that is my job, and to hit SE10 and above and do all the things. My goal is to get you guys there. I don't care if you are my personal sponsor coach. I'm here for you, and this is my job. I've been in the business for a little over a year. I didn't know anything. My upline sponsor had no idea. She was a family member, and she is a family member. She just thought it was a discount. And I figured it out on my own, and it literally, I just shared my journey, and it happened because people saw it. So if you want to neglect one thing, which kind of is like a bad thing to say, it would probably be posting on Facebook, because I honestly think you should not distract yourself and post, because if you're just posting on Facebook and you're not fulfilling yourself, you're not working out, you're not drinking, if there's one thing that you're not doing, make sure you're filling you first. If you're skipping your personal development and you just want to like post on Instagram like funny little things, no. Like, you do you first. You need to do PD every day, no excuses. You need to do that workout, no excuses, because if you don't fill up you first, how can you help out anyone else? And that's the hard facts. I neglected myself. And I was wondering why my business wasn't going anywhere, because it showed. So it'll be all natural. You'll have sweaty selfies after you get your workout done. You'll have it to post, like just think of it as a formula. It all goes together. And I'm going to restrict your posting. I'm not going to let you post unless you do something with your life and you message people before you post. If you message people before you post, you're on top of it, okay? That's where the magic happens. And yes, it's trickling your story through posting. Messaging is where it happens, and personal development and you really believing in you. Confidence is key. It'll radiate through the screen, and I'm so excited to work with all of you. And that's my tough love. Halfway through the month, we've got this, and I've got all of your stuff. I've got all of you. You can see me. I see you. You're right here. Okay? So write this number down. This is my cell phone number. 310-923-8784. And I'm going to type it in here. And I want all of you to text me. And guess what? I'm going to text a group message in a couple days when you've forgotten about this little phone call. And we're going to follow up. And it's going to happen on Wednesday night. Wednesday night when the bell ticks, when our business, is your bio filled out? Have you taken the 5 minutes to fill out your bio? Have you taken those, 30 minutes to read? Have you done those things? Have you doubled your numbers? Have you hit the emerald rank? We need accountability, and that's where it happens. And you keep me accountable too, because you know my goals. So thank you, Nicole. She is the first one to text me. All right. I'm going to meet you all. If you want to ask questions and stay around, there you go. That is the end of our phone call. And I hope you all really got something from this. And I'm sorry if I was really aggressive, but it's time to move the needle before Thanksgiving. We gotta. All right. I'm going to stop recording right now.